This whole situation was a massive news story. Which it makes sense, right? I mean, you have this dramatic, high stakes hostage situation involving two helpless teenage girls. Of course, people are going to be glued to that. They're going to watch it and want to see how this unfolds, what's going on, and how is it going to end? Like, what's happening here? And on top of that, you have the age gap, right? You have this 22-year-old guy threatening a 15-year-old girl because she broke up with him. So it had all the makings of a huge news story. And it was also 2008, so it was before a lot of the social media that we have today. So, well before true crime podcasters or YouTubers who are live streaming breaking news stories, you just have the traditional news. And live reports of this hostage situation were taking over the airways. Everybody was tuning in to see what was going on. And the worst part is that this horrible situation was broadcast as if it was entertainment. 2 different stations aired 24/7 live footage from right in front of Elua's house. And every time Lindemberg or one of the girls walked by the window, the reporters would show their faces all over the airways. And they also were broadcasting every single move that the police made, which was a huge problem, right? Because Lindemberg was able to consume this news footage as well and be one step ahead of the police. Reporters were reporting everything that they had planned. For example, when the police decided to have a sniper try and shoot Lindemberg through an open window, the reporters started talking about it. And sure enough, Lindemberg was watching this coverage from inside the house, and right after that report aired, he started using her as a human shield, keeping her in front of him every time he approached the window. And every time negotiators would try a new tactic, the police would make a public statement about it. And then reporters would report on it, and Lindemberg would adjust immediately to whatever they were doing. It was almost like they couldn't get out of their own way. He just stayed one step ahead throughout this whole standoff because he knew exactly what law enforcement was planning. He was watching it. It was unfolding on live TV, and he was watching it just like everybody else. Which this feels so crazy because you would think that it's way easy and a solve for the police to just not release any sensitive information, right? Don't release the information to the press. That way you'll have the jump on him and he won't get, 5 steps ahead of you. I just don't understand what was going through their thought process during all of this. Maybe they were feeling the pressure because everybody was watching them and they wanted the public to know that they were making strategic moves. But image at the end of the day does not matter when it comes to the lives of these 2 young girls that are being held hostage. Like, maybe you don't release all of the details and you execute this plan, but in any event, it was kind of just this like hamster wheel cycle. Every time they'd come up with a new plan, it was broadcast and Lindemberg knew about it and he would pivot. And this was not some short standoff. It was hours. At this point, it was over 2 full days. Not saying that any hostage situation is okay, but I'm not talking about something that was like 5 hours or 8 hours. It went into over 100 hours. So finally, after 2 full days, on October 15th, the police finally, luckily decided maybe we shouldn't be broadcasting every single move that we make.